So I'm welcoming Mr. David, the Business Development Manager, Pnuel Properties, as he comes to introduce to us a fantastic investment opportunity. The Group MD talked about partnership, investment. Come on now, let's hear this. You would love it. You would love it. Please celebrate Mr. David.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to be in the midst of billionaires. And I want to assume that I'm a billionaire in transit by reason of my association this evening. Okay, the MCC, we're no longer talking billions, we're talking trillions. So let me not take us back. All right, thank you very much. The GMD has talked a lot about investment and partnership. I just want to take a few minutes to introduce one of Pnuel's investment platforms to us. Next slide, please. All right. If you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with others. How many of us have heard that phrase before? Okay. If your money does not make more money, then you are broke. I heard this thing from somebody I am looking up to, who is, by God's special grace, is here with us this evening. I heard it from Mr. Eizu one of the days. Mr. Eizu said, if your money doesn't make more money for you, then you are broke. And I was beginning to, wonder how true that is. There are people who make money in their sleep. They're sleeping, they're making money. Somebody woke up, he slept as a billionaire, woke up as a trillionaire in dollars. His money was making more money for him while he was sleeping. Now, so many persons, Mr. Eizu also said one thing some certain time ago, that if your business does not survive 2 months in your absence, then you are hustling. You don't have a business, you are hustling. That is why most business owners, they're always in their shops. They're always in their business because they want to see what is happening. They want to make sure that one boy is not carrying more than they should carry. All right, next slide, please. What is the Pnuel Trillionaires Group about? Okay, next slide. It is a structured reinvestment model that helps you grow wealth over time. It is a back to the previous slide. It's a reinvestment model in the sense that you come into the PBG with a certain amount. Now your money gets matured over a period of time. Your capital and your profit is reinvested for another period of time. I don't know if we get that explanation. You come in with a certain amount. We're still going to look at the amount you can come in with. Now, after a period of maturity, your money gets to build a certain level of profit, return on investment. Now, that return on investment added to your capital is being reinvested for another maturity period. Next slide. It is also a structured partnership platform that allows investors to collaborate. In this, we are going to group investors based on certain categories that is within their financial capacity. And you get to meet with other sets of investors within that same range, and you get to invest. Next slide, please. Simply put, it's a platform that brings together like-minded individuals and investors in an attempt to collaborate and grow their capital from something substantial to cumulatively high over a period of time. This is just like what we said, if you want to go far, you do what? When you want to go fast, you do what? But when you want to go far, you do what? You go with others. All right, next slide. How does the PBG work? It is a system that recycles itself internally. It is a system that recycles, just like I said earlier. You come in with a certain amount, that money has a maturity period. Once the maturity period is due, it recycles. You don't get to pull out your return on investment. you reinvest. And it has a life cycle and a maturity cycle in the life cycle. All right, next slide. All right, the company does visibility studies on a list of investments and presents the most suitable investment to partners within the set. All right, now here the company is going to do visibility study. In that visibility study, we look at most profitable investment at the time. We also look at risk management factor in the investment and how fast that investment can grow so that we don't run at loss. Nobody wants to do a business and run at loss. Next slide. Now the focus is mainly but not limited to farmlands, landed properties, and built-up properties. All right, next slide. Now the investment will focus on areas with high growth potentials for quick sales and high return on investment. We're not going to be looking at areas that has terrorism or bandits or areas that are slow to grow. Just like the GMD said earlier, somebody who did investments in Badagry and somebody who did investments in Lekki, they both did investment, but one person is making a high return on investment than the other. All right, so those are part of what we do in the visibility study to ensure that we are getting to areas that has such high growth potentials where you don't have to keep your property in the market for so long. All right, next slide. The investment has a 24 months maturity period. That's a 2-year period. 24 months maturity. That is to say, if I am investing 50 million, after 2 years, I am supposed to see how much interest my 50 million has given birth to. Then that interest, along with the 50 million I invested, will now be reinvested for another maturity period. So you get to know how much return on investment you've made after a 24 months period. All right, next slide. Investors are grouped in various categories. Okay, let's look at the categories of PBG. Now we have the silver category. This is open to investors for as low as 1 million naira only per unit. Investors can subscribe to more than one unit. Okay, the previous slide. It is open to investors for as low as 1 million naira. We're not looking at, Pnuel has a goal to help both low, medium, and high income earners to make more money. All right. So we're looking for as low as 1 million naira. You can come into the set. You'll be grouped with some number of investors. Next slide. Okay. It contains 50 investors in a set. So the silver category has 50 persons per set. All right. Next slide. Okay. Current set has just 20 slots available, which is, in fact, this particular set is selling faster. It's selling faster because of what it is focused on. All right, so we have just very limited. I don't think it's up to 20 anymore because some persons have subscribed from when we did this. All right, next slide. The category focuses mainly on buying farmlands and reselling the farms to farmers for agricultural purposes. Pnuel has the favored farmland in Gwagwalada, which is currently being run by one of the sets for the silver category. Now, what this category is saying is, we look for areas that has access to markets, we buy farmlands, we sell the farm to farmers who are ready to farm. There is one we are trying to do currently in Agbara, where we want to, there's a property we acquired for poultry farm. All right. Now we sell those properties to farmers. You as an investor, you do not own the land. It's just like saying you are buying a share in that property. When the land is sold out, you get your profits. But you can still also, as an investor, choose to invest in the farmland if you want to. It's open to everybody. All right, next slide. The return on investment after the life cycle of the set would be shared 70-30. Like I told us, we have the maturity period and we have the life cycle. The maturity period is a 24-month window. That is to say, any property acquired is expected to be sold out within 24 months. All right? Now, after it is sold out, it is reinvested into another property. Another 24 months window, then another investment is done. At the end of the life cycle, which is a 5-year period, whatever cumulative profits, whatever cumulative return on investment on those investments for that particular set will be shared 70-30. Next slide. The company gets obviously 30%, and you, the investor, you get 70% of your investment. All right, the gold category. This category will focus mainly on acquiring land in areas with high growth potentials for investment purposes. Now, this category is not going to be solely limited to land banking. It could also be for those who want to do buy and build. All right, in areas that has high growth potentials like Abuja, like Port Harcourt, like some places here in Lagos that places people are rushing to. All right, so that we don't get to tie our money down for so long. Next slide, please. The set is open to just 20 investors in a set. This one is more like the middle class set. We don't need so many persons, just 20 persons in the set. Next slide. Investors are to come in with just 50 million naira only. Like the MT said, we're no longer talking billions. So if you are seeing million, it is just 50 million, and it's just 50 million, and it's only. All right. So investors are to come in with just 50 million naira only. Next slide. The current set has just 5 slots available. Actually, one of the properties that was in display has people in this set on it, and the property is fast selling. There was somebody I was discussing with then to buy the property when it was sold for I think 3 million or 2.5, and he was wasting time. And the property is around 25 point something million, and he's regretting that he would have bought up to 10 plots then, but now he's regretting it. All right, so this is limited. We have just 5 slots available for this particular set. Next slide. All right, the return on investment after the life cycle of this category will be shared 60-40. Like we know, the claim investors get the 60%, the company gets the 40%. All right. Next slide. Okay, the next. Now, the platinum category. This one is more like it is the elite category of the PBG or the PTG. Let me borrow the words from the MC. The PTG. This is the elite category of the PTG, and it focuses mainly on the Pnuel homes. The Pnuel homes. The Pnuel homes is a project that is fast rising, and we have our first buildings coming up in Abuja, in Kuje to be precise. So this platinum category focuses more on that Pnuel homes. Next slide. All right, Nigeria has an estimated housing need of 44 to 45 million housing units, and the current deficit is at 15 million units. There is a deficit in the housing units in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, one of the things that Nigerians need, one of the days I was privileged to visit an IDP camp, and I saw the number of persons in an IDP camp. It was more like a community. And these people don't have good houses. Most of them stay in huts, some of them in tents. You know, there is a need, there is an urgent need for housing and houses in Nigeria. This means that 2 in every 10 Nigerians lacks access to adequate housing. 2 in every 10 Nigeria. There was a place I visited, and I was asking, somewhere in the north, I was asking, is it that these people have not seen civilization yet? Because most of them, even in their own communities, they slept under trees in their own communities. Now, imagine you owning a piece or pieces of an in-demand infrastructure in a sought-after location. I don't know if any of us is catching the vision of this platinum group now. That you are investing, and Pnuel is looking at a place. Lagos is overcrowded. Very, very overcrowded. And when you count or when you look at the number of people who sleep under the bridge, I went to somewhere, I saw somebody who has a shop in the market, but when he closed from the market, he doesn't have a house he goes to. He goes somewhere to sleep. I think they pay whether 200 or 500 to sleep there per night. So he goes there to sleep after going to sell in his market. So imagine those people looking for affordable housing, and you have someone somewhere that people are looking for. All right, next slide. Investors can come in as single investors or in a small group of between 2 to 5 individuals. Like I said, this one doesn't need crowd. This particular group does not need crowd. It is just for a few persons who are really, really business minded. Next slide. The category focuses on built up properties for residential, offices, mall and shoplets in fast selling areas like Lagos, Port Harcourt and Abuja. Just this afternoon, we're driving out and we saw a mall that is still under construction. And I remember sometime last week or 2 weeks ago, I was making an inquiry and I was told that there is no vacancy in the mall anymore. Like, even before they finish construction, people have paid for the spaces. So imagine you own an investment that before you finish construction, people are already demanding for it. That is the vision for the Platinum Group. Next slide. Investors, either as single investors or as a group. You can come in as a person, you can come in with friends. Comes in with just $100,000. And the company provides you land worth $100,000. So at the end of the day, both the cost of the land and your investment is about $200,000 for this particular set. Next slide, please. Now, the expected projected revenue generation for this particular set is between $300,000 to $500,000. Between $300,000 to $500,000. All right, next slide. The return on investment here would be shared 50-50. Since the company, the investor came in on equal terms, 100, whatever return on investment on this category is shared 50-50 between the company and the investor. Next slide. All right, please take note. Next slide. The life cycle, just like I told us, the life cycle, the entirety of the PBG has a 5-year period. Now, what this means is, as an investor, once you come in, you can't pull out of the investment until after 5 years. That is when you get to get your return on investment. All right, next slide. The duration of investment maturity, just like I told us, for every investment we are going into, has a maturity period of 24 months. So you are not expected, not the one you will say, maybe after 6 months, I want to see my profit. No. After 1 year, I want to see my profit. No. You get to see it after 24 months. That is 2 years period. Alright? All transactions within the set will be transparent for every member of the set. One of the things Pnuel has been known for is our transparency. The system is transparent. You can come in, you can see it, and you are sure that your investment is running. Next slide. Investors don't get to pull out from the set until the expiration of the life cycle, as there will be penalties for early breakouts. Now the penalty is, or one of the penalties is, you may get to lose up to 40% of your investment. Alright, next slide. Now, why should I choose the Pnuel Billionaires Group? Next slide. Capacity building. Next slide. It is safe to say that the PBG is not just built for investment, but for reinvestment purpose. What do I mean? Like I said earlier, you come in with a certain amount, you get to build that particular amount from something little to something very high. Alright? It helps you build wealth over time. Next slide. Start small. It functions by letting you start small, build on the little capital, and move on to the next maturity cycle where your dividend will be added to your capital for reinvestment for the next cycle until the expiration of the sets. Alright? Still the same thing I'm still saying. Okay, the next slide. Transparency, next slide. The system will be open, accessible to every investor in a set to monitor the progress of their investment. Pnuel has always been known for transparency, like I said. There is nothing we do that is off the books. Everything we do is by the books. Alright? Insurance. Most persons will be asking, what is the guarantee? How am I sure? What is the guarantee that at the end of the day, I don't get to lose on my investment? Now, each of our investment will be insured with reputable insurance companies that are domiciled in Nigeria to ensure investors' capital security. We know how the economy is. Nobody will want to put money in something and at the end of the day you are losing. So you are sure that there is an insurance policy covering your investment, and at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for everybody. Alright, next slide. Integrity. Pnuel Properties Limited is a very reputable real estate company. I like one of the testimonies I heard somebody shared, where the MC was asking, when you did this, did they do this for you? Yes. When you did this, did they do this for you? Yes. And it was all yes, 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 and there was no. So Pnuel Property has built her reputation over time, where you are sure, you are rest assured. One of the things we say in Pnuel Properties is, you don't just buy land, but you buy peace of mind. You don't just do investment, but you invest in peace of mind. Some of our clients have bought properties with us over the years, and they have not had a reason to want to say, I did this, but I'm scared, or I'm this, that my property or my investment is not secured. We don't do that in Pnuel Properties Limited. Now, the Pnuel Billionaires Group is a once-in-a-lifetime transgenerational wealth creation opportunity that helps secure your future and that of your children. Now, someone may also ask, what if, but God forbid, we are not praying for it, that in the cases of eventuality, the investor does not live to see the end of the life cycle of the PBG? You don't have anything to be scared. Your next of kin can still continue from your investment because there will be provision for that. You provide us with your next of kin. Once you are no longer there, your next of kin takes over your investment. So it is building a transgenerational business opportunity that even in your absence can still run for your children. Alright, next slide. Okay, join the PBG, Pnuel Billionaires Group today and watch your money make more money for you as you move from millions to billions and now to trillions. Alright, next slide. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.